Ladies and gentlemen collectors, welcome yourselves to another episode of the Collector's Manual, brought to you by Foreign Depository. Today I want to discuss, because obviously following on from a video I made, and there's going to be another video that was kind of just before this talking about recent news and stuff, but a video that I made prior to this was everybody talking about the need for stuff to be in your collection, and a lot of those games are incredibly overpriced and expensive. And today I wanted to give you a list of recommendations, and this is just like, you know, there's a boatload of games here, but there's hours upon hours of amazing gameplay to be had here. And these are heavy hitters. These are heavy hitters. You know what they are, but these are what you grew up with. These are what you played. The reasons why you're still attached to those consoles. And maybe, hopefully, there's some games in here that you're like, oh, I haven't tried it, but hopefully I'll be able to get my hands on it. These are cheap. These are so cheap to get right now. Granted, some of the prices are going up. You know, there's been changes that have been made that I've mentioned in previous videos, but yeah, let's just kick things off straight away, because it's going to be a bit of a lengthy video, I assume. But look, let's talk about Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed, the entire, you know, arguably some of the best Assassin's Creed games, although I do love Syndicate, I like Unity, and I kind of didn't really carry on with Assassin's Creed after that because I didn't have the time to put into like Origins. But when we're talking about the origins of Assassin's Creed, it gets no better than the Ezio trilogy. Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood and Revelations are arguably some of my favorite Assassin's Creed games of all time. I obviously own the Heritage Collection, which is something that you should try and get your hands on. It is starting to creep up in value. It was around £20, but Assassin's Creed has been so readily available for everyone that you could go and buy these games individually and you'd probably get it for around 20 to £30 range if you bought all the games by themselves. So the Heritage Collection gives you all of Desmond's saga, basically. So 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, and Assassin's Creed 3. And then after that, you can have The Birth of the New World, the Americas saga, that has Assassin's Creed 3, Black Flag, Liberations on there. And then the only one that's left is Rogue. But the fact that you can go from Assassin's Creed 1 all the way up to Assassin's Creed Rogue, and, you know, that's hours upon hours of fantastic gameplay, and, you know, you get it all for around £30. All of those games for around £30 in total. It's just insane to me. So Assassin's Creed, you know, granted it's been ported, so a lot of these games have been ported, so that means the prices are a lot lower, but they would have been worth playing if they hadn't have been ported. Here's another one that hasn't been ported: Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012. This is the limited edition version. It's got some extra bonuses for the multiplayer, but the multiplayer is still active. I was going to say it's not, no, but the multiplayer is still active on this right now. The server is still available. You can still get those trophies. I'm trying to get those trophies. I need friends, so, you know, reach out if you want to try and hit up some Most Wanted. This game was fantastic. I plugged hours into this as a teenager, and again, we used to do like online, like tag, and basically you have to like take somebody out, and it was basically like Burnout meets Need for Speed. A lot of the cars are beautiful. To be honest with you, when I put it back in and started playing it again, the intro and just how it looks, I was like, damn, Fairhaven is it was just a really well put together game. But I think a lot of people kind of dropped off because from Need for Speed we were expecting Carbon and, you know, Underground and those sorts of games. We was anchoring after that more. We'd just come off of Pro Street and Undercover, and then we got this, and with a name like Most Wanted, I think people were expecting something different. So I think initially it wasn't received that well, but I can't argue, it stands up today. It's a beautiful game to play. And again, servers are still active, so go out there, you know, you can do all the challenges, and yeah, there's a lot of fun with that game. The next one, this one has been ported, and it is Red Dead Redemption Game of the Year Edition. This right now, I didn't even realize it was that cheap. I've actually got it on the screen here, but complete price, average is £11. £11, there's like a steady uptick, but to be honest with you, the graph has been like pretty much a straight line. This game is fantastic. I've never got very far with the campaign because I don't know what it is, like I just didn't I got distracted too much. I put it in recently and I was like, I don't know how I never got into this more, because I love GTA, and I've also seen gameplay for Red Dead Redemption 2, and I've been like, those kind of games are right up my alley, and this one is right up my alley as well. I love the GTA series, of course. This is a fantastic game, but I did sink hours into the Undead Nightmare, and I think I did a lot of the trophies on that when I was a kid. Undead Nightmare is fantastic. It's really, really good, and I couldn't recommend this any more than I am doing right now. It's such a good game. The Game of the Year edition is pretty much one of the perfect things to add to your PS3 collection. Again, Undead Nightmare and the regular campaign. Fantastic. So I'm looking forward to sinking my teeth more into this one, because I never really gave it a true shot the first time, but the controls, everything feels good, and you can I think you can kind of adjust the controls a little bit to make it feel more modern if you want to. So again, it's been ported, so that's why the price of this is just kind of where it's at right now, but that much content for £10 is like fantastic, especially in this market. Moving on, if you like Thief or if you like stealth games, Dishonored. But Dishonored is really good because you don't have to go stealthy if you don't want to, but I like the idea of like those stealth mechanics, the world that they built, the art style that they've gone for with Dishonored. Fantastic. Storyline is great, and again, I think I've sunk about for like a couple hours into this so far. There is a Game of the Year edition that I have in England, but I don't have it here in Japan. I just kind of picked this up off the shelf for £4 it cost me. So yeah, a fantastic game. Definitely add Dishonored. Again, people might talk about like how the frame rates are a little bit jarring, but of course like that PS3 era was that first step up from PlayStation 2 into this HD world, but frame rates can be a little bit of a problem with this one, but still it's fun. Fantastic game, really, really good, and again, cheap. Look at that stack so far. Look at that, that's great stack so far. Okay, this one's cool. Now granted, this is going up in price dramatically. This is Borderlands, the triple pack. I've mentioned it before in previous videos. The triple pack is going up in value. I've seen this creeping up. Although on price charting they're saying that it's like available for like £20. I don't think it is. I think it's costing a little bit more than that now. But is this worth it? Borderlands as a game series is worth getting into on the PlayStation 3. It got ported again. We had the Handsome Collection, and I think there's been other versions of it, but you can grab the regular games. I had this first, so Borderlands 2, you can go and get the Borderlands games for roughly about £5 a piece, and if you like shoot 'em up version of Skyrim, RPG style, like, yeah, Borderlands is great. Cell shaded art style, really, really cool. So I can't recommend Borderlands triple pack enough, but certainly go and get the individual games, and you can get them all for like around a £5 each. Really good pickups, hours of gameplay. This one, Far Cry compilation. Now granted, this is my copy from PlayAsia. It arrived yesterday and it's battered and it's broken, so we'll see what they do about that, but I wanted it for this video in particular. Got to talk about the Far Cry series. Now Far Cry 2, that hasn't been ported. That's never been ported anywhere else. It's on the Xbox 360 and it's on the PlayStation 3, so this is locked to that is it the 7th generation? Anyway, but it's locked to this generation. So, but the whole Far Cry series is what I wanted to talk about. Far Cry 3 is such a cheap pickup at the moment. It's so easy to get your hands on, but it delivers one of the best villains, one of the best character performances in video games I think I have ever seen. As you know, I used to do acting, and for me, like, seeing Michael Mando portray Vass in the way in which he did it, that was the first time I'd seen a video game actor and gone, wow, that's a serious role. Like, I would have, if it had been a film, and it does feel like a film when you play the game. It's like such a real scenario that a film was kind of made from. This fantastic pickup. This Far Cry compilation, I've seen it slept on a little bit. There is one that was released in the PAL region that was called the Wild Expedition. Wild Expedition, whilst it features the 4 games on the front, it only has Far Cry 2 and 3 on the disc. The other 2 are download codes, but on the compilation, Blood Dragon, Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 2 are all on the disc. So again, if you go onto the PlayStation Store now, you can pick up Far Cry Classic, which I think is like the first game, and then you get Far Cry 2, Blood Dragon and 3 on one disc, and then Far Cry 4. Got to talk about how fantastic Far Cry 4 was, because it gets completely swept under the radar, because obviously we talk about like Far Cry 5 and what that did moving forward into the PS4 era, and then Far Cry 3 is just so iconic as a game anyway. And Far Cry 4 gets slept on a little bit, but that setting, I think it's like Nepal, the colors, Far Cry 4 was really, really good as well. And like the Yeti DLC campaign and stuff, yeah, that was really great. Really, really great. So Far Cry series, consider getting into it. Far Cry 2 is fantastic. I think it's the most realistic-esque in my mind. The way that the guns are all rusty and they jam up, and you have to trade in the conflict diamonds to get upgrades, and yeah, it's so good. There's no skill tree involved, I don't think, if I remember rightly. The skill tree thing kind of came into Far Cry 3, but yeah, fantastic pickle. Get into the Far Cry series, it's so cheap to get into. This one's going to be a bit more debatable for people. This is Skyrim, the Legendary Edition. Now, Skyrim, people will tell you, don't play it on the PlayStation 3. It's the worst port of it, quote unquote. But Skyrim is a game, was ported to the PlayStation 4 twice. There was a special edition, then there was the anniversary edition that had then the upgrade for the PlayStation 5. So Skyrim's been ported a few times, but what I will say is that the Legendary Edition is like a complete edition of Skyrim. I have a PlayStation 3 with an upgraded SSD, and so what used to be when I was a teenager is minutes upon minutes lost in loading screens. It's as it should be. It's just mere seconds now, and so this has been very playable. I've been enjoying Skyrim so much. Upgraded SSD is a must if you want to play this one though, so I do highly recommend that you have that installed. But Skyrim, the Legendary Edition, is fantastic. Skyrim itself was like a marvel at the time, because it just felt so big, and there's so many characters, and there's all these quests going on, and there's like organic things that just pop up, and no two playthroughs are the same. You can go whichever way you want to. You go to the College of Winterhold, or you can go to the Thieves Guild and start there, or you can just go straight into the battle between the Stormcloaks and the Imperials. Like, there's just, you can take it in any direction you want to. You can be a big axe-wielding dude, ogre, orc. You could be like an axe-wielding orc, or you could be like some Khajiit archer. I always just go stealthy archer, but it doesn't matter which race I am, I just always go stealthy archer. But yeah, Skyrim is fantastic, and again, if you have an upgraded SSD, this runs really well. It runs much better than it did when I was a kid, and I loved it as a kid. So, here we go. Next up, people kind of sleep on these, I think, because what I'm going to discuss right now is the Call of Duty Modern Warfare series. I obviously don't have Modern Warfare 3 with me here, I do have it in England, but these games right now, Call of Duty is in this weird space that it's in. They brought out the Black Ops ports, and everybody's like, gone straight to them. And I would have been the same for online, like traditional Call of Duty gameplay. I would have gone back to Black Ops 2 was huge for me when I was, late teens. Well, no, not late teens, when I was like mid-teens. Black Ops 2 was huge. But the Modern Warfare series was also fantastic, and the reason why I think it's fantastic, in my opinion, is actually because of the campaign. Whilst the onlines are, for these two games in particular, are iconic, legendary, they go down in history as some of the best multiplayer first-person shooter games of all time. But the campaigns are fantastic. And the new Modern Warfare campaigns, in my opinion, just don't live up to these at all. The storyline, you playing as Soap, and just that iconic voice acting from everybody, is just so amazing. Captain Price's iconic voice. I can't get into the new because the voices are jarring. I'm just not connecting with them the same. But And then you get to Modern Warfare 2, and then you get to hear Soap's voice and just the entire story, breaking Price out of the gulag. Like, what a fantastic campaign this is. And then you get to Modern Warfare 3 and you get that full resolve, but there's obviously, spoiler alert, the death of Soap, and you know, yeah, it's just insane, absolutely insane. This campaign as a full set it's just got so much replay value. I think I've been through the entire campaign top to bottom across the 3 games. I think I've been through that campaign maybe 5 times, maybe 5 or 6 times. Like, so good. And then you've got Spec Ops as well. So Modern Warfare 2 offers the Spec Ops mode, which is a challenge and a half, and to get the platinum trophies, Modern Warfare obviously got Modern Warfare Remastered later on down the line. Then Modern Warfare 2 got Campaign Remastered as well, so those versions are available out there for you to go and get and play, and I highly recommend it. But if you're somebody who's like, hey look, I don't have a PS5 anymore, I'm just rocking a PS3 at the moment, man, pick these up. These are so cheap to get. Of course, it's like one of the biggest selling games of all time. You're never going to run out of copies of these ever. Like, I'm here in Japan and I've got like American copies and I see them all the time. Right, 2 more to go. That's 4. 2 more to go. This one, actually, you know what, following on from one action series, we're going to another one, Rainbow Six. This is Rainbow Six Vegas 2, but Rainbow Six Vegas and Rainbow Six Vegas 2, Tom Clancy's. These games were awesome. I didn't have Call of Duty initially upon release or growing up. I got Modern Warfare 2 a little bit later, I think a year after it came out. But in the meantime, I did have Rainbow Six Vegas 2, and I was trying to tell everybody that the customization, the tactical way in which you infiltrate places, Rainbow Six Vegas 2 was fantastic. I'm replaying it at the moment. Storyline is great. This is like little revenge plot because the mission goes wrong at the beginning, and yeah, really good, really good. And I highly recommend you guys get into this. These are cheap as chips. I don't think they're ever going to remaster Rainbow Six, because Rainbow Six Siege, which is the Rainbow Six game after this one, if I'm not mistaken, took Rainbow in a completely different direction. And I think I was expecting something different when I played Siege as well. Siege became this big online multiplayer thing that, you know, has been a bit of a cash cow for Ubisoft. So Rainbow Six Vegas 2, where it has that storyline, it has that co-op, and I think the online servers are still working for this. Don't quote me on that, but I think they are. Again, a really good game to get into. It's kind of campaign first, campaign led, and then you got like Terrorist Hunt and other, you know, game modes that you can use. And then I like to play it on realistic difficulty, because for like your kills and stuff, you get extra XP that you would get, and you rank up and then unlock gear. And then when you do, and like the noise that you get for ranking up, and it's like a really big deal. And then you got these CQC points, and yeah, all of it is just really nice, contained within the game. And yeah, super good, super good. So I believe the limited edition or the complete edition or whatever it is, it's just got more multiplayer maps, so you don't lose out on any campaign stuff. Really good pickup, cheap to get. Last but not least, another cheap game to get, and I don't think it will rise in price at all, LA Noire. LA Noire is up there for me as one of my top 10 favorite games from this generation. I'm big on like the mafia style crime thriller, that kind of thing, and this game was like everything. I love that, you know, 1940s American jazz, you know, that era, that Art Deco era. I love that so much. It's the perfect setting for a game like this. She plays a detective. It's fantastic. There's action in there. It's Rockstar made. It's, yeah, really good. Soundtrack is impeccable in my opinion. I think Andrew Hale and Simon Hale did a fantastic job on the soundtrack. It's iconic, really. And there is a complete edition. Complete edition is what I would recommend getting, though. Again, it's like £2 or £3 more for the complete edition when you find it. Complete edition has the extra missions on there, like Nixon electroplating, I think, Consul's car. All of them are on disc. Reefer Madness, I think, as well, is one of them. But yes, LA Noire, fantastic game. Got ported to the PlayStation 4, so that's kind of kept the price steady. But in my opinion, I prefer this cover as well. This cover is just so much better, and it's got that like holographic, like the neon lights are like shiny foil, like slightly foiled over. So really cool. Recommend the complete edition. And that right there is the stack, ladies and gents. That right there is the stack of what you should get. Hours of gameplay, and there are plenty of games like this. Usually the biggest games, which are the games that you remember, are the games that are cheap because they got ported again because they were so popular. But if you want to play them on this system, they're so cheap to pick up right now. But instead, we're out here flailing around of a fat princess in Tokyo jungle. Makes no sense to me. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. Again, I can do another one of these soon. Again, I'm working at the moment, so I'm struggling to find time to get the videos together at the moment. But yes, cheap recommendations that I think you should play. I've sunk a lot of time into these games growing up, and getting back into them now has just been an absolute blast. So I hope this has been a useful video, and again, we'll see you in the next one.